We're on the phone today with singer Stephen Berez from the band Venrez. They're coming to Mankato August 16th. They're playing with Buckcherry and LA Guns at the Vetterstone Amphitheater. Ven, how's it going today?
Doing good.
I appreciate you joining me today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
Well, first of all, can you tell us a bit about your band, Venrez, maybe for the listeners who haven't discovered you guys yet?
Yeah, it was a real interesting story, and I had been in a band when I was in my late teens, 17 or so. I grew up kind of in an area where there were a bunch of rich kids, and one of them, a drummer, had a basement with a studio, and we were jamming, for about 3 months. His dad came running down the stairs after the second or third jam, because you just couldn't believe what he was hearing vocally. Although in those days, living in the San Fernando Valley of LA, these guys all flaked off. And, we're talking a period of time where there wasn't a great wealth of musicians to try to resume anything. And then flash forward many years later, a fellow singer-songwriter friend of mine, Tommy Johnson, was living with me, and he was good friends with Jason Womack, who was the previous bass player for Julia Lewis and the Licks. And he discovered I could sing really well, and we made a handshake to start a band back in 2009, and we did. And we did our first tour in December 2010. The lineup's changed a lot over the years, but we have 5 indie records out, and we signed with Pavement Entertainment in 2021. And, our new EP, Purgatory Awaits, is through Pavement Entertainment and Sony Orchard. And our second radio single, Each and Every Day, is now on radio.
Awesome, man. I wanted to ask you about the new one, Purgatory Awaits. I saw you got Stephen Perkins from Jane's Addiction playing on the album. How did that come about?
Well, I was just really unhappy after we'd done the Euro tour in 2017, and the bass player who was playing with us at the time, and we'd always had a problem with bass after 2014 when some members left. And, the drummer was down, but I just figured, I was going to make a great big change. So I did some auditions, and I hired Gabe Masca, who at the time was like 26. He's 30 now. And then Victor Singer, who at the time was 25, and he's now 29. Gabe was just recently became a citizen. He's from Brazil, Rio. And Victor was here on a work permit from France. The pandemic hit, and he could only earn money by working doing music, which was impossible. So he did go back to France. The pandemic was still a problem in 2021, April, when we got signed. And we had managed to record a lot of songs prior to that. So there were 2 songs Victor was on that the label picked for the EP. But France would not allow citizens to leave the country at the time, and all the studios were closed. We were able to go in the studio here, although it was limited to no more than, 4 people. Everybody had to wear masks. And I had met Stephen Perkins and Scott Page, the sax player from Pink Floyd. They were doing this beautiful all-star band thing at the Dome downtown L.A. And we became friends, and I gave Perk a call, and I said, "Hey, they won't let my drummer over here record over there. I mean, I got to hire somebody to play drums for 4 songs. They'd love it to be you." And he was totally down. So yeah, Stephen Perkins, who everybody calls him Perk, he recorded drums on 4 of the songs. Our first song that went to radio off the record, "Show Me," last year was with Victor, and the current single on radio now, Each and Every Day, was Perkins. And he actually changed some of the arrangement and the intro, and he made it a better song. And he told me, he said, "I just went all Slipknot on it." So that's his quote to me on that track.
Awesome. Yeah, you mentioned the previous single, and then Each and Every Day is out now, and both of them on the charts. It looks like you guys are really gaining a lot of ground here with this new album.
Yeah, we are. What we're trying to do is, we started in 2010, but the first two tours in 10 and 11 were really in the UK and mainland Europe. Our first USA tour was with Fuel back in, the wintertime, January, February 2012. And, we got to play the Super Bowl Village show, got paid by the NFL in Indianapolis. That summer, we went out with Alice Cooper. The next summer, we went out with Slash. And we started blowing up as an independent band. And then, we had such a bigger following in Europe, and the opportunities, there were just better opportunities over there. And I don't know if you can call it a mistake or not, but pretty much from the end of 2013 and 2014 on until the last quarter of 2019, we pretty much were just touring in Europe. Our last major tour was actually with LA Guns, who's going to be playing this show at the Vetterstone Amphitheater. It's us. They're on 3 of the shows we're doing with Buck Cherry. And so it's been almost 3 years since we've been able to tour because of the pandemic. So, and we did tour with Buck Cherry also in December and January from 2013 into 2014. It was a massive European tour. So we want to concentrate on the United States. Our last tour here with LA Guns, the last quarter of 2019, I brought enough merch for, the 20 shows. And I mean, after 5 shows, we sold out everything. People were like, who the heck are these guys? So United States is the biggest market. I think we're going to concentrate here until we've conquered it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, you guys have shared the stage with some heavy hitters over the career, as you mentioned. And I know you're on tour again now with Buck Cherry, and you're coming to Mankato here August 16th at the Vetterstone Amphitheater. You guys got to be looking forward to getting back on the road, as you mentioned, and playing some of these new songs.
They're great live, and I can't wait to get out there. I mean, I love summer touring. I love outdoor shows. And we did have a chance to do it. The Alice Cooper tour was pretty much all theaters and amphitheaters. And so the Vetterstone Amphitheater will be a triumphant return to the outdoor amphitheater type venue, which I love. I can't wait to play the show. It's going to be a heck of a rock show. Only 3 of the shows on the tour we will go on first, followed by LA Guns, who we've toured with already, and Buck Cherry, who we've toured with already. We're direct support on the rest of the shows, although it'll be great to see everybody because I'm really good friends with the guys in both of those bands. So tank tops and cool pants and light shoes. And I live in Las Vegas, but I'm not sure it's going to be any cooler in a lot of the states we're touring in. The last 3 shows are in Texas. So I think a lot of the places we're playing is going to be just as hot as it is here in Las Vegas.
Definitely. And I know you're also playing in Brainerd, Minnesota on the 18th, so you guys got a couple dates here. Do you have any plans for that off day in between here in Minnesota? They're fairly long rolls, and so, when you're on a tour bus, you kind of got to add anywhere from, an hour and a half to 3 hours to every roll. The plan's going to be to, after Brainerd, is to roll right to Mankato, on that day off and, get parked over there near the venue area. So we're there ready to load in and sound check for that Vetterstone Amphitheater show. And again, that new EP, Purgatory Awaits, is out now. I read that you guys have been kind of stockpiling songs here in the interim.
Well, yeah, I mean, we went in and recorded about 20 songs before the pandemic hit in January and February of 2020. And then when the pandemic hit, Jason, who plays guitar with us, and was the bass player for Juliette Lewis and the Licks for 3 years, helped write some of her hits. He has two young boys, and so once he felt, and his wife felt it was safe enough to make that 3-mile drive to my house, because we both have recording studios, but all the vocals are done at my place. We started meeting, and between the shutdown on March 17th, 2020, and January of this year, we wrote and recorded about another 64 demos.
Wow.
Plus we have another 20 fully recorded songs. So, we're sitting on probably 5 or 6 full-length EPs worth of material. We're going to go into the studio at the end of the year, and it just depends if we stay with Pavement or if we move up to a major label like Universal, which is very possible. We may just do another 6 or 7 song EP or a full-length 10 or 12 song LP. We're not going to know, and I like waiting to see what God planned. But we are going to know probably by December.
Excellent, man. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys here August 16th at the Vetterstone Amphitheater, and the new album's great, and it's been great speaking with you. Thank you so much, Ben.
Yeah, make sure you come early if you want to see us, because there's we're the first up that night. There's 3 of us on stage.
All right, will do. Thanks a lot, Ben.
Thank you, my man. Talk to you later.
And again, that was Ven from the band Venrez. Their new album, Purgatory Awaits, is out now. They're coming to Mankato August 16th, playing with Buck Cherry at the Vetterstone Amphitheater. And then they'll be heading to Brainerd, Minnesota on August 18th.